Hello, and welcome back to more FEE3 content. Today we've got something special for you. My name is Krash Boom Bang, and this is the hack whose name was stolen by Smee and probably some other people. Apparently the title is subject to change. So yeah, this is something. So right now, I should probably explain what this hack actually is. It's basically a combination of a lot of different short scenarios meant to show off various things you can do in the GBA engine with a lot of modification. For today, we'll be playing through an Ace Attorney themed scenario, featuring characters of Fire Emblem Echoes. So, start a new game, and yeah, select a scenario, but because this is a demo, it's going to take me directly to the scenario that this demo is prepared for. So yeah, there's a lot of different ones that you won't be able to see today. Instead, we're just doing Ace Attorney. And just so I don't make a fool of myself and waste too much time, I played through the scenario already. But yeah, since this is Ace Attorney, I'm gonna be reading everything, so I'll do my best to put on some good voices. 25th of Flostim 402. Ram Village Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Okay, deep breaths. You can do this. Good morning. Celica. You look tense, Alm. Nervous about the trial? Yeah, I didn't sleep a wink. Make sure you don't overexert yourself. You wouldn't want to be getting sick, would you? Yeah. I'm fine, really. Well, if you say so. Have you gone over the case? Not as much as I'd like to. Oh, yeah, I picked this up on my way in. Reading it could help calm your nerves. We got a newspaper. Evidence. Yeah, that's a good idea. My name's Alm Albine Rudolph. Today I'm a new attorney and this is my first trial. The defendant has been accused of murder. But I just know he's innocent. There's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Something's a little wrong with your arm there, Tobin. Oh, morning, Tobin. Hey, Alm. How are you? I'm doing good myself. You know, besides the whole being put on trial for murder thing. You're sure you're okay with me? I mean, I've never stood in court before. We've been friends since we were little. There's no one I trust more than this. There's no one I trust more with this than you. Ugh, that was phrased weirdly. Looks like it's time. You ready for this? Yeah, let's go. 25th of Flostim, 402. Ram Village Court. Courtroom number 2. And the judge is none other than Noma. The court is now in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Perkut's looking a bit crusty there. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Who is that? He looks just like Perkut. Just a lot less angry. And more pixelated. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Tobin is just here, I guess. The prosecution's opening statement, if you would be so kind. The crime took... excuse me. The crime took place here in Ram Village. The defendant, Mr. Tobin, took a knife and stabbed the victim straight through the heart. The defendant was on guard duty, it seems. This is the weapon that took the victim's life. The court accepts this as evidence. Murder knife. Kinda looks like an iron sword. Exactly like an iron sword. So, the victim was a resident of Ram Village? Yes, Your Honor. One Gray. Such a good lad. The prosecution would like to call their first witness. Detective, please take the stand. It's Detective Forsyth. Detective, please testify as to what evidence you've uncovered. Of course, leave it to me. The victim was killed with this knife. The blood on the knife belongs to the victim. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the handle. We think he was killed near the village gates. Ah, that's right. Here's the victim's autopsy report. We got an autopsy report. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This is your first time in court. Let me explain how to cross-examine. Each unit in the middle of the floor represents a statement. So, those 4 foresights. Move just below statement, and you can interact with it. That was a correct sentence. If you hear the statement, you can listen to that statement again. If you press the statement, you can get more information. If you think you've spotted the contradiction, present evidence that conflicts with the statement. If you're stumped, feel free to consult with me. I'll help you think things through. So basically, I present evidence if I spot a contradiction, and press if I don't. Makes sense to me. Let's go! So that was very helpful because I have never played Ace Attorney, so I don't know what I'm doing really. So yeah, here, then, the victim was killed with this knife. That's what he said earlier. And they're all restatements of the things he said at the start. So, press. Hold it! By this knife, you mean the murder knife, correct? Yep, that's the one. Well, how do you know that this knife is the murder weapon? I'm glad you asked. You see, the blood on the knife belongs to the victim, so yeah. I don't want to yell hold it for every single one. Okay, but that doesn't prove it was my client who used the knife. Do you ever think before you leap? I'm sorry? Witness, tell us how we know the defendant is the murderer. Certainly, you see. Well, how do you know there is fingerprints? I know this is your first day in court, but you could at least act like you know what you're doing. Asking dumb questions gets you nowhere. The defense will refrain from asking further dumb questions. How did you come to that conclusion? Well, the body was found in some bushes just next to the gates. There wasn't a trail of blood, and there was blood all over the bushes. If the body had been moved, it would have left more bloodstains. I see. This is looking worse and worse by the second. I think the court has heard quite enough. If there are no further objections, I'm ready to announce my verdict. This is bad. At this rate, Tobin's going to be found guilty. Should I raise an objection? Oh, you know what we're doing. There's one thing that's been bothering me. I should raise an objection to that. Objection! Always wanted to do that. Your Honor, the prosecution has not placed Tobin at the scene of the crime. His fingerprints could have been from another point in time. Okay, I'm only going to do it once. Do you seriously think I didn't account for that? Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call their next witness. Very well, then. Bailiff, bring in the witness. It's Cliff, and he's a mage. That's not the class he's supposed to be. Stupid canon, making mage his canon class when he sucks at it. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. The name's Cliff, and I'm a town guard. Your full name? Yeah, that's what I said. Your full name is Cliff. Do you not have a last name? Look, buddy, there's like 2 people with last names at all, and they're both standing at the defense bench. Hey, I mean, there's Jill in a different world. Very well, then. Witness, please give your testimony. I was in a guard tower last night. Then I heard a scream, just after I heard Tobin's voice, but I couldn't make out what he said. Do you see now, lawyer? This line of attack is futile. He may be right, but I won't back down. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. So, now we got more of them. And yeah, Cliff's also here. They have affinities, I guess. That's probably used for some of the other maps. Because yeah, it looks like actual mechanics and stuff aren't really used here. This is just dialogue. But it's good dialogue. So yeah, guard tower last night. We heard that. Press. Guard tower? Oh, is that what those big towers at the entrance to the village are for? That's right. There are 2 guard towers. I was in the rightmost one. Well, technically that... I mean, rightmost from which position? Then I heard a scream. A scream? Do you have an idea of what time it was? Yeah, it was right around 1 a.m. That sounds important. Should I have it added to his testimony? Yes. This is vital information. Please add it to your testimony. So now there's a new statement to look at. Also, I don't know why it's doing the phases now. It wasn't doing it in the foresight section, but whatever. Yeah, I heard the scream at 1 a.m. You're absolutely sure it was 1 a.m. Absolutely. Every night at 1 a.m., the nearby bandits have a very loud celebration. There's only so many times they can scare you silly before you start knowing when to prepare for the noise. And then, yeah, just after I heard Tobin's voice. You did? That's right. It was definitely Tobin's voice. Well, what did he say? Yeah, about that. But I couldn't make out what he said. Oh, then that doesn't implicate him in the crime. I haven't mentioned it till now, but I like the background going on. Like, this... I know it's taken directly from Ace Attorney, but this looks cool. But anyway, now, since we haven't been moved along automatically, this is where we have to present something. So, if we look at our evidence, they have descriptions. So, newspaper, I don't think the weather is going to do us any good. Murder knife probably won't do anything, but he mentioned 1 a.m., but the time of death was between 2 and 3. I heard the scream at 1 a.m. Let's present the autopsy report. Cliff, you're definitely sure that you heard the scream at 1 a.m.? Absolutely. Why? They're probably going to kick themselves for that typo. Well, I'm afraid that's impossible. The victim wasn't killed until at least 2. What? I can't do like a screaming Cliff. Also, hey, suddenly gavel. Order, order. Oh, I hope that email notification did not go into the audio. Prosecution, is that true? He looks so calm. Oh no, did he expect this? Yes, it's true. The time of death and the time the victim heard a scream are incongruent. However, that's not the only way you know the defendant is guilty, is it? Oh yeah, that's right. There's also what I saw. Saw? Rabble, rabble, rabble. Gavel. Rabble, 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 gavel, gavel, gavel. Witness, this is vital testimony. Please tell the court what you saw. Wait, no, I didn't do the Noma voice. Crap. Ugh. It was around 2 a.m. and I was on guard duty with Tobin. Tobin was supposed to be in the other guard tower, but when I looked, I couldn't see him there. He never came back, so I was stuck in my tower all night. Well, this seems like quite conclusive evidence of the defendant's guilt. Defense, you may now start your cross-examination. So, it was around 2 a.m. and I was on guard duty with Tobin. I don't think that's going to get us anywhere. Well, press anyway. Tobin was on guard duty too? Yeah, he drew the short straw. I see. Where was he in relation to you? Tobin was supposed to be in the other guard tower. Supposed to be? Yeah, but... Alright. But when I looked, I couldn't see him there. There's one thing that's been bothering me. Text-heavy hacks with typos is like the worst part. The worst time to have typos. You were at the scene of the time. Okay, come on. Right when it happened. Do you have an alibi for this? Of course. He never came back, so I was stuck in my tower all night. So you never left your tower? Not until morning, no. By the time I came down, they had already found the body. So they were up in a tower last night. And it was very foggy throughout the night. Hmm. Let's do this. Oh wait, I did the wrong statement. Okay, well it's good that it doesn't punish me for that. This is the one I was supposed to do. You didn't see that. You say that you couldn't see him, but that would only be natural, no? What do you mean? I'd like to direct the court's attention to this. A newspaper? This is hardly the time to do a crossword puzzle, Mr. Alm. Actually, his last name's Rudolph. Don't worry, Your Honor. That's not what it's for. This is yesterday's newspaper. I'd like to direct your attention to the weather report. They're a really good band. Very foggy and below freezing throughout the night. Visibility last night couldn't have been more than 10 feet. How then could you have seen anything in the other tower? No way! Oh, man. More rabbling. More gaveling. Witness, have you been lying to this court? No, I would never. I mean, you peasant of a guard. You're useless, hopeless. Yes, finally a foothold. Gavel. Order. In light of the witness's lies, I can no longer definitively rule one way or the other. So, to give you some time to collect yourselves, I'm going to call a 10-minute recess. Court is adjourned. Gavel. Would you like to save the game? Yeah, sure, why not? You've reached the end of this demo. Thanks for playing. Wow, I really have reached the end of this demo, because this does not look pretty. So, yeah, that was The Hack Whose Name Was Stolen, the Ace Attorney section. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had fun reading all of that. I have no idea what kind of crazy ASM stuff is going on behind this, but it's clearly beyond me. But they managed to pull off something that was really impressive, so I'll give them that. This was amazing. So, oh, they should have changed this to like, should have changed it to somebody else. Maybe like Jenny. Or Sonia. Whatever. So yeah, that was The Hack Whose Name Was Stolen. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll try this one out for yourself to see what the other episodes are. Because if this one is anything to go by, this is pretty insane. Thanks for watching. This has been Crash Boom Bang, and stay tuned for more FEE3 content. See ya.